Chapter 5 Season 4 is going to be one of the best seasons we've ever had in the game because it is 5 seasons all jam-packed in one. Because if you don't know, this chapter 5, is a remix version of Chapter 2 because everything that took place in Chapter 2 has so far taken place on this chapter as well. For example, Chapter 2 Season 1 was themed around 2 different factions fighting each other to take control of the island, Ghost versus Shadows, and also Chapter 5 Season 1 similarly was a battle between the society and the underground. Similarly, Season 2 we saw Return of Midas, and Chapter 2 Season 2 was Introduction of Midas, and Chapter 2 Season 3 was flooded and there was water literally everywhere, and this season the map is covered in sand. And it has been confirmed that next season is going to be a Marvel themed season, just like Chapter 2 Season 4. But unlike Chapter 2, this chapter will end on Season 4. That means Chapter 2 Season 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is going to be crammed inside of this Chapter 5 Season 4. That means most likely we are going to see the return of the Lost Reality, the 7 members, and Dr. Sloan. The reason why I emphasized on Dr. Sloan is because she is going to play a huge part in the next season's storyline. To understand this, we're going to have to understand the origin of Dr. Sloan. I'll give away a skin every week to a lucky subscriber. All you have to do is subscribe, and if you want to help me out, use code SMJM and like this video. Ever since Dr. Sloan was a little child, she always had a rather impressive talent on mathematics, science, and combat. So Geno, who is the head of the Imagine Order, saw this, decided to bring Dr. Sloan to the Imagine Order because Geno wants someone to lead the Imagine Order so he can focus on his bigger plan. He had a few candidates and they were all very talented, but 2 of the people that stood out the most was Dr. Sloan and Midas. Dr. Sloan, despite being a child, showed a lot of talent and had very big ideas and plans for the Imagine Order. She even taught people who's been working there for hundreds and hundreds of years. In this image, you can see Dr. Sloan teaching a class, and this person right here, this is Midas. Midas has been wanting to be the head of the Imagine Order for centuries. He is very talented. We've seen that he created a device that stopped the Fortnite storm. Despite Midas being older and doing everything he can to be the leader, Geno decides to make Dr. Sloan head of the Imagine Order. This makes Midas angry. He leaves the Imagine Order and decides to create his own group that's better than the Imagine Order and rule the Fortnite island. So he comes up with this plan to create the Doomsday device. He builds this device with the help of his daughter Jules. How this Doomsday device works is that it basically stops the storm from closing in, because the only way the loop can restart is if the storm fully closes in. What this device does is it basically pushes the storms out so it cannot close in, meaning in order to do this they're going to need a perfect storm, meaning the storm has to end at the agency. That is exactly what happens during the Doomsday event. Final storm is at the agency. Midas is in his Doomsday suit. Device is working, is shooting a beam of light towards the storm, pushing it back, and it is a success. The device actually works. Storm is pushed back, meaning there is not going to be any more loops. So everyone thought for a few seconds until this happened. Because the storm was created by the 0 point, the storm and the 0 point kind of worked together to keep this loop going over and over again. And since there is no storm, the 0 point starts to destabilize. Because of this, us, the players, start to go in and out of the loop. This is when we end up in the Imagine Order's headquarters, which is not affected by the loop, by the way. But the first time we meet real Jonesy, Agent Jones. The Imagine Order, as a temporary measure, decides water from the ocean as a storm circle. That kind of works. But unfortunately, because of this, the whole map is flooded. See Midas getting eaten by a shark. Dr. Sloan defeats Midas and proves why she was chosen over him. Very first time we heard Dr. Sloan Sloan's voice was in Chapter 2, Season 5. This mysterious woman tells Agent Jones to go fix the 0 point, even though the Foundation has sealed himself inside of the spire to protect the 0 point. A giant mothership appears out of nowhere and destroys it. For some reason, the 0 point is not inside. That is because the Imagine Order has hidden the 0 point. Lost Reality sends their armies of chimeras to find the 0 point. Imagine Order and Lost Reality fights throughout the season for the island. Alien disguised as a human is sent to find out the location of the 0 point. Dr. Sloan, being very clever, finds out about this, makes them believe that the 0 point is hidden inside of the Imagine Order's headquarters. But in fact, Dr. Sloan has hidden bombs under the lab. But to trigger the bomb, you have to be at certain range. So us players has been given that job. We go on the mothership, but this does not go according to plan because a secret is revealed. We find Kevin the Cube inside of the mothership. At that moment, the bombs are triggered and they're about to explode. Dr. Sloan betrays us and reveals to us that she never had an escape plan for us. We find out that there isn't just one cube. There is in fact thousands of cubes. This was the Lost Reality's plan all along. They somehow outsmarted Dr. Sloan. Mothership blows up. Everything that was inside of the mothership is now falling towards the Fortnite island. In Season 8, Jonesy is caught by the I.O. He's taken into this room to be interrogated by Dr. Sloan. Foundation shows up out of nowhere and rescues him. When Jones asks the Foundation, "Why did you rescue me?" the Foundation replies, "You promised me Geno." Also, the Foundation says, "Why does she keep making me rescue you?" We still don't know who this she is. We believe that it is this person right here. During the collision event, a huge device is created to stop the Imagine Order. Seven has a secret base on the moon and they're building giant robots. During that, Jones reveals that Dr. Sloan isn't that evil. And Geno is the one who's actually calling all the shots. She has no other option but to follow the order. Giant robot fights the Imagine Order. We're inside of the Imagine Order's headquarters where we can see the 0 point as well. Agent Jones leads us to Dr. Sloan. He tries to convince Dr. Sloan to stop. Dr. Sloan, just before using the tank, Paradigm uses the robot to crush Dr. Sloan. At this point, we think Dr. Sloan is gone for good, but now we know that she wasn't. When the 0 point was rebuilding the map, it was bringing different parts of the map from different realities, and one part of the map happens to be where Dr. Sloan was stuck. In Season 3, a giant earthquake exposes this jungle location. In the trailer, we see Dr. Sloan has been studying this location. She's even set up a camp near Rumble Ruins. She's predicting that something evil is happening very soon. Optimus Prime reveals to us that he actually spoke with Dr. Sloan, and he tells us that even though Dr. Sloan is untrustworthy, we have to trust her because she is the future. Dr. Sloan reveals to us how she survived after being crushed by the robots. She reveals to us that Relic was the one who saved her. He also reveals to us that people who's left this jungle area used to be scientists, and they used kinetic ore to create giant telescopes. And it turns out that evil that was approaching was a Kato Thorn. She also finds out that Kato Thorn has a time machine. Now, this changes everything. She can go back in time and fix everything, but then finds out that they cannot go back to the original Chapter 1 map because of the time machine. It is glitched. So Agent Jones is the only person that travels to the Chapter 5 map, and here we are. The island is in danger because the Wanderer is here, who we all think is in fact Geno. Hope is going to be the one most likely that is going to bring Dr. Sloan to this map because she has been looking for the Pandora's box, not to release someone that's trapped inside, but to use its power. You can see she's even collected a bunch of these gems that used to be on the Pandora's box, and a graffiti of the Pandora's box being opened, a bunch of like peace symbols. She also has a graffiti of Dr. Sloan as well. I think Dr. Sloan is going to be here next season, and there's going to be a huge battle between the the Wanderer, and the Underground. I'll keep you guys updated, so please leave a like, subscribe, and use code SMJM. Bye.